Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris, and I was just sitting in bed, getting ready to close my eyes, end the day, call it a night, and I get a bunch of tweets of you guys letting me know of this awesome news. You guys will always be my Ghostbusters. The cameras have officially started rolling on Ghostbusters 2020, technically Ghostbusters 3, a semi-reboot, getting rid of the 2016 continuity. The director himself, Jason Reitman, took to his Instagram to give us a few first looks of this movie, and they're just photos, but there's so much to digest here that could hint to possible plot points. So there's nothing wrong with creating a false narrative on a bunch of photos on speculation that might not end up becoming true, overhyping us for this movie and then being disappointed when it comes out. That's not gonna happen. So I'll do a brief summary. If you do not know too much about this Ghostbusters reboot as of yet, I do have a full playlist on my channel to get you completely up to date with every little detail thus far. But the highlights are, this is gonna be Ghostbusters 3, a continuation of Ghostbusters 1 and 2. It is gonna go with a much younger cast. The centric 4 team members are Mckenna, Finn, Wolfhard, who are said to be siblings. And just recently we learned that Logan, Kim, and Celeste Oconner are rounding out the rest of the team. The synopsis as of right now is a family moves back to a small town where they discover a hidden connection to the old Ghostbusters. Alright, so now that you know that, let's look at the first photo. Really nothing too much to see here other than this is obviously the Ecto-1. We knew this was going to be involved in the movie somehow, some sort of way, because the initial teaser that we got way back when this movie was announced was basically a shed in the middle of nowhere showing the Ecto-1 and some spooky activity going on in the background. And I get the irony of this cast being so young that none of them can really legally ride the Ecto-1, but I mean, it's gonna be in the movie. But you can obviously tell this thing has not seen the road in decades, probably not since Ghostbusters 2 or whatever has happened in between. The main fan theory going around right now is that obviously these two Ghostbuster kids, Mckenna, and Finn Wolfhard, are somehow related to one of the Ghostbusters. And when moving back to the small town, they find a shed with all the old Ghostbusters equipment, proton packs, the jumpsuits, the Ecto-1, and probably that container that held in all the ghosts that they've captured over the years that I'm sure are accidentally going to set loose on the town. But again, just speculation. But by the end of the day, and what got me jumping out of bed was this photo right here, Jason Reitman saying, "The family's all here." And this is giving us an actual look of what these characters are going to look like. So right here, these are the family members, the family that moves back to the small town and has some sort of connection to an old Ghostbuster. We have Carrie Coon, who's going to be playing the mother. Obviously, Finn Wolfhard here, the brother, but the one that gives my heart drops is Mckenna, because look at how adorable she is. But even more if we analyze her, the curly hair, those circular glasses, the obviously geeky outfit. This girl is obviously the granddaughter of Egon. I mean, just look at a side-by-side comparison. Obviously they were going for a look that heavily resembles Egon. And this would so make sense to have Harold Ramis, God rest his soul, be the main Ghostbuster that's connected to this family, because it would be the best way to pay homage to his character without him physically being able to do the role because of his passing away. So this right here, Carrie Coon, that is most likely his daughter, and these are his grandchildren. It is no mistake. There cannot be a coincidence that they made Mckenna look like a young Egon with those hair and sunglasses. Again, it's just my pure speculation, but that has to be the connection. In the background, we see the original director there, Ivan Reitman of Ghostbusters, and his son Jason Reitman, who is currently doing this movie. Another thing, if we zoom in at the thing Mckenna is holding, which I have my own actually. I'm cool too, guys. The working title for Ghostbusters 3 or Ghostbusters 2020 is Rust City. Now, the working title is always a placeholder for what they will eventually call the movie. We were confirmed by Variety a few weeks ago that it would be called Ghostbusters 2020. If that were the case and it was already confirmed a few weeks ago, wouldn't it by now, when production has started, those would say Ghostbusters 2020? So perhaps the final title is not yet been revealed, and they're set to tell us the full title in the coming weeks or months as this movie is shooting. Rust City is just probably an obvious nod to all the Ghostbusters equipment that has rusted over the years, and maybe that this small town is haunted because there's already been a few leaks of a couple of ghosts that will be showing up in this movie, one being a roller skating granny. Have a video on that if you want to check it out. But yeah, and another thing I want to point out that a lot of you guys are speculating and building a fan theory on, we also know that Paul Rudd is involved in this cast. His character description is that he's going to be a teacher to the kids who are part of this new Ghostbusters team. And like wildfire, you guys are speculating that Paul Rudd's character might be Oscar the baby from Ghostbusters 2. And again, while it's just speculation, it can make so much sense and could be a revolutionary twist in the movie. Cause one, why else would they go with Paul Rudd being a teacher so that all throughout the movie we can call him by his last name, Mr. Whatever? Cause even in Ghostbusters 2, we don't know the last name of Oscar the baby. So the entire movie, we might be calling Paul Rudd's character, I don't know, Mr. Wade, and then somewhere towards the final act, he'll go, oh, my name's Oscar. And then you're like, you're Oscar the baby. Because we know Sigourney Weaver is for sure coming back. She has confirmed herself she is going to be involved in Ghostbusters 2020, so why not have her son in the movie? Maybe the demon ghost that was trying to possess him in Ghostbusters 2 is not completely out of his body and a piece of him is still in there, and it could serve to the further plot of this film. It could also explain why Jason Reitman said he's using unused footage from the old Ghostbusters movie and putting them into this new one. Obviously, I'm getting into heavy fan theory speculation, but that's the fun of it for me, keeping us guessing, keeping us wondering until we see the final product. I'm smart enough to keep my expectations back if all this doesn't come true because I trust Jason Reitman, the director, to give us a great story. And even though I've voiced my concerns with the baby busters and how are the original Ghostbusters going to fit into all this because they are set to come back, I'm sure it's all going to piece together nicely. But what do you guys take of these first photos? If you have any speculation to add on to what I'm saying, I'd love to hear it, or anything to debunk it, also would love to hear it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.